Welcome to week 5 of EDT 315. We've only got 2 more weeks to go after this one, so the end is going to come up very quickly. As we start to wrap things up, obviously, if you have any questions or concerns about any assignments, please let me know. Make sure you're staying on top of getting everything in. The timeline is pretty compressed at the end of semester in terms of me getting grades turned around and entered. So the earlier you can get work in, the better. So this week is all about multimedia. We could take the time to kind of look at different types of instructional materials separately, but it's only an 8-week class and actually a 7-week class. So we're going to kind of take a look at the one that incorporates elements of most of the different types of modes of instructional materials. So videos obviously they have graphics, they have video, they can include animation, they can include audio. So they're really kind of a great place to bring a bunch of different types of instructional material together into one project. So that is the focus for the week. This project is set up to take the next 2 weeks, basically up to the end of the course, because the process of producing a video, even a short one, can be a little bit more time consuming than some of our other projects. So basically that is the topic for the week. As I tend to do, I've broken it down into some sort of subtopics. The first of these pages just kind of talks about the different elements that go into a video and sets up some of the best practices and some of the theory behind each of them. So with visuals, it's going to talk briefly about what are known as the Gestalt principles. Audio, there's an article here about just some things to keep in mind in terms of audio production. And similarly with video, and especially designing a video, some things to watch out for to make videos as effective as possible. So this first page just kind of sets the stage for the various parts that go in. Second of the instructional pages is about planning your video. And this is basically scripting and storyboarding. So there's a little bit of information about those two things. You will be submitting along with your finished video the script for the video and the storyboards for the video. Especially with the storyboards, I do not expect, professional quality artistic storyboards. They can be sketches, they can be line drawings, they can be clip art, whatever you need to do just to roughly sketch out what the shots are going to be in the video that you're making. I did provide a link here to a website that has a lot of downloadable templates. So if you're just looking for, basically a blank storyboard template that then you can either draw on or fill in digitally, this would be one place to check out. But there's a lot of other resources along those lines too. So, again, looking at your lesson plan, you're going to find a place where an instructional video would be appropriate, and you will then develop the script and you will develop the storyboard for that video. Then in terms of actually producing the video, I have another page here that's about the technology piece, the hardware and the software. Depending on what platform you're working on, Mac or Windows, I've got a couple of suggestions here. I will admit I am far more familiar with the Mac side of things. I know Microsoft's video editor has gone through some changes recently. They've now acquired an app called Clipchamp that I don't know if they're going to replace the video editor with Clipchamp. I think right now they're running side by side. But in any case, without having to spend any money, you should be able to get your hands on some piece of video production software. And in terms of the hardware and cameras, again, I'm not expecting you to go out and find broadcast quality 4K, cameras. Most of you are going to be probably making use of either the camera built into your computer or cell phone cameras. So with that in mind, I've got a couple of websites here linked that have some tips and tricks for using cell phone cameras and getting really good quality results out of them. It's actually kind of amazing what you can do these days with just a cell phone camera. So this page will set up your hardware and your software. And then finally, the actual video project itself. You're going to plan the video, as I said, and that's going to be your script and your storyboard. The videos should include some basic technical elements, titles, transitions, Sounds, I want to have some talking head, which is basically just recording somebody speaking, and also some graphic elements. So whether that's inserting a graphic of some sort into the video or whatnot, but just so that you're using kind of the range of elements. Write your script, develop your storyboards. You don't need to storyboard every single thing, but you should have at least a rough plan. These videos are not going to be terribly long, 3 to 5 minutes in length. So that time will go by probably faster than you think. So make sure you've planned your script accordingly and that you don't end up with a 10 or 15-minute long video. These need to be part of your lesson. So maybe it's just a quick introduction to a topic in your lesson or a demonstration of a topic from your lesson. So once you have all of your planning done, you're going to actually create the video, and that's where you will use whatever hardware and software you have available to you, and use the ideas from the sort of concept page from this week to make sure that the quality of what you're doing is going to be effective. And then when you're done, the easiest way to get this video to me would be to upload it to something like YouTube. Since you have a Google account for your Google Classroom, you can just log in with that. In fact, I would suggest using that account as opposed to maybe a personal account. Upload the video. Then what you can do is make that video unlisted so that only people who have the link to it can see it. And then you will be submitting to the assignment in Blackboard both your planning document and then the URL you can actually paste directly into the Blackboard assignment. They have a field there that's titled Write Submission, and you can just paste the link to your video right there. You could also put the URL into your document itself, which I could always copy and paste, but I want to be able to see it. And you want to have this video be able to be linked because you're then going to also make sure that you're putting it into your Google Classroom projects wherever is appropriate in terms of the instruction of your lesson. So that is the overview. It's really focused this week on just the production of this video. I do plan on it taking the next couple of weeks because there are several steps to this. So don't feel like you have to have this done next week. You certainly can if you want to, but you don't have to. And then that will set up next week, which will be our final instructional week, where we'll be talking a little bit about assessment. You'll be wrapping up your lesson plans and your Google Classrooms. And really the final week will just be kind of quickly wrapping everything up and making sure everything's submitted. And that will be that. All right, so I will get this posted and I will be available at 7:20 on Monday night. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop by. But I will get this posted now so that you can go ahead and take a look at it and get started. All right, thank you all and have a great week.